Today, November 29th, 2024, the Law of Causality. Love all to become Buddha. The class of becoming a saint, right thinking, right speech, Part 71, continues to present to life teaching 2033, question 2033, miracle 233, how to build a communist society, the virtue of the saints, Part 35. Question 2033. And today, we honor the wish of our respected teachers who are renowned worldwide along with the Buddhas who are creating communist society environments, holy ethics, the law of causality. Loving all to become Buddhas, try our best to join hands to helping the humanity, which also means saving our mothers and fathers from our distant past. To understand better the question 233. Why is it that throughout history, there has been no scriptures, no environment guiding the class of right livelihood? And which profession sows the most genuine, sacred, and blessed to save generations to come? All the saints in the world, all the teachers who have a connection to know about the true Dharma, and all the scriptures that accurately represent the true Dharma, confirm that, to attain enlightenment, one must go through the Noble Eightfold Path. The content of the Noble Eightfold Path is fully present in the 2000 Foundations of Holy Ethics, meaning that to achieve enlightenment, one will awaken and correctly answer at least 2000 questions, which translates to living happily together with at least 2000 foundations of holy ethics. Except in special contexts, where a master of enlightenment with a connection may guide the practice of 1 in 8 classes or only impart one of the most noble practices, one of the most sacred foundations of ethics, according to its characteristics, such as the Ethics Foundation, the practice of 16 words of happiness or 49 words of self-enlightenment Buddha. And here's the summary. 2000 teachings, 2000 questions about the right view class, 70 teachings with hundreds of truths about the right thought, right speech class. And among the more than 2000 teachings, there are many teachings about right thought, right speech. When the conditions are right, the law of cause and effect will compile everything thoroughly, clearer. And the law of causality loves all to become Buddha compiled like this temporarily according to the conditions of human life, always considering the right view class as the first class, the most important class, if stated otherwise. So many teachers will waste their time debating theories, which will harm parents by expressing a deadly ego. It won't help anything. When the merit of human life is abundant, the law of causality will demonstrate more clearly why the right thought class is the first class, the most important class that determines the attainment of enlightenment. If that's not the case, then the teaching of the Buddha that the mind creates everything is wrong, which means that the teaching the mind precedes all knowables is wrong, and the universal truth that everything created by intention is wrong, everything created by thought is wrong, and everything created by right thought is wrong. Even the most important theory from all the scriptures in the world, the Noble Eightfold Path, if it's wrong, then what else could be incorrect? Is that not the truth? The theory of the 12 links of dependent origination is incredibly important. If we say something different from the scriptures, it will do a lot of harm to the teachers, mothers, fathers, and will show the ego of death. Eventually, blessings of humanity will be abundant, and the law of causality will demonstrate clearly why there are 12 entrances to the path. As the scriptures state, ignorance leads to actions, and actions lead to consciousness. Why is it wrong to write like that, so that actions should lead to karmas? The law of causality written here aims to clarify, to save countless generations, to stop believing in scriptures that have harmed for many lifetimes, and to avoid choosing the wrong teacher, because the saints who have attained enlightenment are destined never waste their time debating vague theories, meaningless things. If there is enough cause for debate, it should only focus on one thing, that is to prove the daily practices of our faith are the most sacred in this human life, to help people practice right away, to demonstrate the Buddha's mind, the sacred mind right away, to transform karma right away, to attain liberation right away, as the law of causality has clearly shown in the 8 practices and over 1,000 foundations of sacred ethics. And below are the words from the enlightened teachers, those have a connections, in the environment of the law of causality that loves all to become Buddhas, just sent to dear teachers who have connections and to us. Why, from ancient times until now, has there been no scripture, no environment to guide the right livelihood class? Right livelihood has many meanings. Today, you all will awaken and practice the 6 sacred truths, sacred thoughts, sacred speech, sacred livelihood as follows. 1. Right livelihood is the most genuine and virtuous way of living. 2. Right livelihood is about how to live, how to practice to cultivate the most genuine and virtuous karma. 3. Right livelihood is not to create karma, not to engage in professions that indulge in sensual happiness of the heavens. 4. Right livelihood is not to create karma, not to practice the easy-going methods that lead to sensual happiness of the heavens, nor to practice harsh methods that lead to suffering in pursuit of sensual happiness. 5. Right livelihood is the most genuine profession, the most virtuous, the most blessed. Saving countless generations is like the life of a beggar following the example of the Buddha's virtue. And most importantly, the most virtuous. When going for alms, when receiving offerings from donors, you must wholeheartedly respectfully present scriptures or help humanity become enlightened the holy ethics. Only then can one's practice of alms be called right livelihood. Conversely, if one goes for alms without achieving the mentioned right livelihood, it's easy to fall into the wrong livelihood, to genuinely become a beggar, and dangerously harm countless generations. For example, when going for alms, receiving offerings from kind donors without helping them achieve enlightenment in the ethics that escape suffering, and instead leading them to live by principles that bring more suffering. Making humanity misunderstand the phenomenon or leading humanity to practice extreme asceticism, harming countless generations, suffering, even more suffering, truly a sin for all eternity. 6. Right livelihood encompasses every gesture, action, walking, standing, lying down, sitting, thinking, speaking, working, eating, abiding, all following the dignity of the Blessed One, all undertaken with virtuous intention, subtle intention or focused thought, to avoid creating lowly karma, such as the 10 right livelihoods that follow. 6.1 When I walk, I know I'm walking in peace and joy, not creating karma that tramples on my companion, the Great Being. When I walk, I know I'm walking with the right posture, I'm walking in right action, not creating harmful karma for the Great Beings. 6.2 When I stand, I know I'm standing in peace and joy. And I know I'm standing with the right posture, I'm standing in right action, not creating karma that tramples on my companion, the Great Being, or tramples on the grass companion. 6.3 When I sit, I know I'm sitting in peace and joy. And I know I'm sitting with the right posture, I'm sitting in right action, not creating karma by sitting on my companion, the Great Being, or sitting on the grass companion. 6.4 When I lie down, I know I'm lying down in peace and joy. And I know I'm lying down with the right posture. I'm lying down in right action, not creating karma by lying on my companion, the Great Being. 6.5 When I think, I know, I'm thinking in peace and joy. And I know, I'm thinking in the right action, wholeheartedly thinking about how to live most virtuously. If I'm not thinking of how to live virtuously, then I know very well that I'm being deeply disturbed by the spirit of illusion. I'm thinking, I'm living in wrongful action, even if the thoughts bring happiness to others. But that happiness is sought for fame, for sensual pleasure, for ascetic suffering. Then it's still wrongful action. 6.6 And when I talk, I know, I'm speaking in peace and joy. And I know, I'm speaking in right action, I'm saying following the sacred moral principles. If I speak contrary to the sacred moral principles, I know I'm speaking in wrongful action. 6.7 And when I work, or labor or engage in activities, I know, I'm practicing in peace and joy. And I know, I'm practicing in right action. For example, before I begin the practice of the blooming kitchen, or before I tidy up the garden, I will set my intention similarly as, I earnestly wish that all living beings in food, or near the kitchen, etc., will move elsewhere so that I can practice the blossoming kitchen tomorrow without causing harm to them. And if I unintentionally harm them, I sincerely wish for them to be reborn as humans and be connected with the Holy Ethics Foundation. I pray to offer my support and offerings to them forever. The boat of cause and effect is born. The law of cause and effect is born. With the holy verse of 7 lines. 49 bows to the saints. 49 words of humility. 49 words to become. The solitary saint. The enlightened ones know it all. If living doesn't work out, we'll return to the cold land. If you live well, you'll resonate with the Holy Land. The path of karma is now crystal clear. No need to worry anymore about anything at all. The boat of karmic people is born. The law of cause and effect is born. With the holy verse of 7 lines. 49 bows to the saints. 49 words of uniqueness. 16 words to end suffering. 16 words of happiness. Has revealed everything. Has spoken it all. Will be immortal forever. Will save countless generations to come. Happiness forever after.